We begin with breaking news out of Hong Kong, which has reported its first death from the coronavirus. It's the second fatality from the virus outside of mainland China. Well, on Monday, Hong Kong closed 10 of its 13 borders with mainland China in a bid to stop the spread of the virus. But medical workers have been demanding that the border be completely shut. Well, 425 people are now known to have died from the virus within China, and there's more than 20,000 confirmed cases. The virus is continuing to spread elsewhere, with more than 150 cases confirmed in 23 countries. Well, Adrian Brown joins us live now from Hong Kong. Adrian, so confirmation then that one man in the territory has died from the virus. What more can you tell us?
Well, according to Hong Kong officials, this man was 39, and he was the man responsible for the first person-to-person transmission here in Hong Kong, which was confirmed on Monday evening, the other person being his mother. Now, the person who has died had an underlying condition, which is also the case with many other people who've been dying on the mainland. So outside of the mainland, this is the second person to have died from the virus, the other case being in the Philippines. Now, all this happened, Darren, just hours after Carrie Lam, the chief executive of Hong Kong, announced she was shutting down more of Hong Kong's border with China. Behind me is the bridge to China. That is still open, one of three links to the outside world that is remaining open, the other being the international airport and another crossing point nearby at Shenzhen Bay. Now, Carrie Lam, of course, has been under mounting pressure to close all of the border. She says she's not going to do that because to do so would be to go against the guidelines of the World Health Organization. There's also another important factor, Darren. There are plenty of people who live in Hong Kong but go across the border every day to the city of Shenzhen where they work and then come back again in the evening. On Sunday, up to 100,000 people went backwards and forwards across this border. Most of them were Hong Kong Chinese citizens. We also have to remember, of course, that Hong Kong is reliant on the mainland for things like vegetables and milk. That has to be trucked in every day. So there are practical reasons also, says the chief executive, for making sure that the frontier in parts remains open.
And Adrian, it's day two of that medical workers' strike with doctors and nurses expected to join. Tell us what's been happening.
Well, there is a protest taking place at the moment outside the hospital authority, which is responsible for more than 40 of Hong Kong's public hospitals. The strike appears to be gaining momentum. On Monday, around about 2,500 doctors and nurses decided to stay home, not to work. That meant that a number of operations had to be cancelled, including cancer patients. Now it seems that more doctors and nurses have joined this action. That, of course, is of deepening concern to the chief executive, Carrie Lam, and she's been speaking about the actions of the doctors this morning, and once more saying that her priority is the health of the Hong Kong people. Let's listen to what she had to say.
I certainly would not agree with the allegation that we are sort of not addressing this public health concern adequately. And certainly I don't agree with the allegation that we are putting politics above public health. This is a public health situation, and we are assisted by our experts in both external and in-house to tackle this very important situation.
And Darren, I just want to update you on the situation in Wuhan on Tuesday morning. One of those hospitals which is being assembled in record time to accept patients has now begun accepting patients. Around about 50 have been admitted to that mobile hospital. Another 3 hospitals, of course, are also under construction. And on Monday night, there was an important meeting of the Politburo Standing Committee. This is the most powerful body in all of China, of course. It includes the Chinese President, Xi Jinping, and that body made a rare admission saying there had been deficiencies and shortcomings in the way that China had responded to the emergency, and said that those officials who had failed would be punished, and said that China really had to improve the way that it responded to national emergencies in the future. So that sort of language, very rare indeed, Darren.
All right, to Adrian Brown there in Hong Kong. Adrian, thank you.